Good morning students. We have covered our three topics in first video, that is matter, characteristics of matter and state of matter. Now today we will discuss our fourth point, that is change of state of matter, means how matters change their states, like solid to liquid, liquid to gas. There are two methods from which a matter change their states. In that, our first point, by changing temperature. If we will change the temperature, then matter also change their states. Okay, right? We will see solid, liquid and gas. Take some examples. Ice. Ice is in a state of solid form, right? When we heat the ice, means when we increase the temperature, ice melts and it convert into liquid. If we more heat, means constantly we increase the temperature, then solid change into liquid, then liquid change into gases. So in this manner we will change the state of matter into one form to another form. And the second way is pressure. If we continuously give pressure to the gas, it change into liquid. I will give you some example. We all have LPG cylinder at our home, right? In that gas is filled, but at high pressure we filled a gas in a cylinder, then it converts into liquid. If we check and if we if we'll see, the cylinder is filled it was filled in a liquid form, if we will check it, but actually it is a gas. If we will continuously pressurize CO2, it converts into solid, right? From gas to solid. And solid form of CO2 we call that dry ice, right? So these are the two methods that change the state of matter. First is by changing temperature, second by changing pressure. We will discuss about first point, by changing temperature, how matters will change their state. First point, melting point. What is melting point? A temperature, the temperature at which solid melts to form liquid, means when solid convert into liquid, at which temperature, that temperature is called a melting point. See here, what is melting point? The temperature at which a solid melts to form liquid at atmospheric pressure is called its melting point. Means at which temperature a solid melts into a form of liquid, that temperature is called melting point. Okay, let's see some example. Here I have taken one beaker, I put on a burner, okay, and I take here some ice. It is in a solid form. We all know ice is in a solid form. Then we check a temperature with a thermometer, okay, and what was the temperature of ice? 0 degrees Celsius, right? When we burn our burner and continuously we burn, after some time we will see that the temperature at starting was 0 degrees Celsius, but after some time it was constantly same at 0 degrees Celsius. Why? We are increasing heat, but temperature is not changing. Why it is happen? Because of latent heat of fusion. Why? Because of latent heat of fusion. What is latent heat of fusion? The amount of heat required to convert 1 kg solid into liquid, that is called latent heat of fusion. Means we continuously increasing our temperature, but the temperature of ice is not changing in a beaker. But when all ice will convert into liquid, then after it will change the temperature into a beaker. Why? Because of latent heat of fusion. And what is latent heat of fusion? To convert 1 kg solid, the amount of heat required, means how much heat required to convert 1 kg of solid into liquid state, that is called latent heat of fusion. Did you understand? Then we go our second point, boiling point. First we study melting point. It is also a effect of temperature. And the second point, boiling point, it is also a part of temperature, from which we will change the state of matter. What is boiling point? A temperature at which we change liquid into gaseous state is called a boiling point. Okay, let's see. What is boiling point? The temperature at which a liquid boil to form vapor at atmospheric process called its boiling point. Means the temperature at which required to change liquid into gaseous state at atmospheric pressure is called boiling point. See some example. Here I will take on same thing, beaker, burner, but instead of ice, here we will take water, right? So I will burn the burner and heat the beaker, and when I was heating at starting time, what was the temperature? It reached 100 degrees Celsius after some time. Okay, but after some time it is also constantly same. It is not increasing above 100 degrees Celsius. Why it is not increasing the temperature? Because of latent heat of vaporization. What is latent heat of vaporization? The amount of heat required to change liquid, 1 kg liquid, to its gaseous states is called latent heat of vaporization. See difference between latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. In fusion and vaporization, both want amount of heat required to change their states, but in fusion 1 kg solid will convert into liquid state, but in vaporization 1 kg liquid convert into gaseous state. And here also temperature is not changing, but temperature will change when all liquid will vaporize, means all liquid convert into gaseous state, then after the temperature will increase. Okay, so did you understand whole topic? We have discussed about 2 points, how by changing temperature we can change the state of matter, and our third point is sublimation. What is sublimation? Sublimation is a process at which temperature, means the change of solid directly to vapor without coming in liquid state, that is called sublimation. What is sublimation? The change of solid directly to vapor on heating, when we heat, without passing through the liquid state, called sublimation. Okay, we have some example like camphor. What is camphor? Kapoor, that we are using in aarti. Okay, that is a example of sublimation. Why? Camphor is in a solid form, and when we heat, when we burn the camphor, it convert into gaseous state without actually passing through the liquid state. Then in that sublimation there is another process, that is deposition. It is completely reverse of sublimation. In sublimation, solid convert into vapor, but in deposition, vapor is convert into solid form without passing through the liquid state. But in sublimation we provide heat, but in deposition we cool the vapor gas and it convert into solid state. Deposition, the change of vapor into solid on cooling. In sublimation, on heating, but in deposition, on cooling without passing through the liquid state is called deposition. Understand? See some example: camphor, ammonium chloride and naphthalene ball. These are the examples of sublimation and deposition. Let we perform some activity that clear our concept what is sublimation and deposition. Now in this example we take a funnel, a burner, okay, and a china dish. What we take? China dish. And ammonium chloride, we will take some ammonium chloride in a solid form, and we will close the funnel at the end with cotton plug. Okay, we will burn the burner. Then after some time ammonium chloride will heated and they convert into vapor, and the whole funnel will fill with gases. Okay, when we heat, they convert solid into vapor. But when we close the burner, off the burner, then after some time all the vapor again convert into solid form. So you understand what is sublimation and what is deposition. And another, naphthalene ball. What is naphthalene ball? All you have to ask to your mother, when they put the woolen cloth and cotton cloth in the cupboard, they use some chemical, that is naphthalene ball. They also convert into solid to gaseous state without actually passing through a liquid state. So these are the examples how we convert a state of matter by using temperature. And the second method is how we change the state of matter by using pressure. Okay, see, if we compress a gas in a cylinder, the distance between the particle of gas is reduced and finally gas is liquefied. You better understand with this activity. Here I will take some cylinder. Okay, there are 3 cylinders. In first cylinders we will take a gas, and you will see here the particle of the gas are so far with each other. They have so much space between them. When I will compressed the cylinder, the particle of the gas will come some closely, so it converts into liquid. We constantly pressurize the gas that convert into liquid, so we will continually pressurize it, change into solid, and the particle of all the liquid particles will convert into solid form. So like that we will convert gas into liquid, liquid into solid, and the examples of this change of pressure is LPG, CNG. These are the examples. Let you understand, these are the 2 methods from which we convert the state of matter by using temperature and pressure. We already covered our 4 topics of this chapter. This is our last topic, evaporation. So we will going to study our last topic, evaporation. What is evaporation? Evaporation is a surface phenomenon in which liquid change into vapor at any temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. We already studied about boiling point. What is boiling point? A boiling point where liquid change into vapor, okay, at certain temperature at 100 degrees Celsius, okay. But in evaporation, liquid change into vapor but any temperature. It is not a specific temperature. At 100 degrees Celsius it will convert into vaporization, but at any temperature liquid change into vapor, okay. Let's see some examples. Rain, what? The surface of water, pond, lake, river, they, when sunlight falls on them, they will evaporate the water, and the water convert into gaseous state and goes in the sky and make a cloud. Same manner, that is a evaporation. So what is evaporation? Evaporation is a surface phenomenon in which liquid change into vapor at any temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. Some factors that affect the evaporation, means some factor that change the rate of evaporation, it increase and it decrease. It depends on 4 factor, like our first factor is exposed surface area. On increasing surface area, if we will increase the surface area of the liquid, rate of evaporation also increase, okay. So we will take some example, like when we put a water in a glass and in a tub, what we will see, the water of glass will convert into vapor. It takes so much time, but in bucket and in tub, what we will take a water, it will convert vapor fastly than a glass of water. Why? Because the surface area of tub and bucket was be more than glass. Same manner, the water of pond and river, the water of pond surface area will be less than river, so the rate of evaporation of pond is less and the rate of evaporation of river and sea was be maximum, okay. So what is our first factor that affect the evaporation? Surface area. Surface area increased, rate of evaporation also increased. Surface area decreased, the rate of evaporation also decreased. Now second point, increased in temperature. Temperature are also play a important role for evaporation. If we increase the temperature, and we will know the characteristics of matter, they are continuously moving. If we increase the temperature, the particle of matter will move faster, right? So it move faster, then the kinetic energy increase. If kinetic energy increase, then the rate of evaporation also increase. So temperature are also play a important role in evaporation. Understand? Then our third point, humidity. When the humidity of air is low, what is humidity? Nami, right? In our atmosphere, when water droplet is more, the humidity also increase. But when the humidity of air is low, evaporation rate is increased, okay. When the humidity of air is low, the evaporation is also increased. More humidity, less evaporation. Understand? Take some example. In summer season, the humidity of our atmosphere will be low, so that's why we feel hot. Why? Because the water in our body will constantly and fastly evaporate, so we tired fastly. But in rainy season, our whole atmosphere have full of water droplets, so the humidity is more. That's why the evaporation rate of evaporation is less. So this is our third point that affect the evaporation. Then fourth point, wind. When wind speed increase, rate of evaporation also increase. Okay, I will give you some example. We are going to play cricket in a ground in afternoon. Then our whole body is full of sweat, right? Our whole body is full of sweat. When we come at our home and we will sit under the fan, then we feel cool. Why? Because the fan move faster, so the wind, the energy of wind increased. That's why our sweat will fastly evaporate. That's why we feel cool. So this is our 4 point that affect the evaporation. Evaporation is all depends on these 4 points. Okay, first surface area, second temperature, third humidity, and fourth wind. We will study some other things in our next video.